Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to everyone around the world. Welcome back to another One Piece video featuring your boy Crocodile, coming at you guys with a very, very spicy deck build in the form of healing, right? At the end of the day. But this is one of everybody's favorite leaders out there that does not get enough credit for what he can do with the color combination that he has access to. I do know that this leader is going to be getting a lot of new cards in EBO1. I'll show a little bit of them on screen about now, but I'm super excited for them because this will make this leader so much better and hopefully meta. Because right now I can't tell you that he is tier 1. He's not tier 2. He's in the middle of the pack somewhere. He does have some good matchups right now in the format, but again, Sakazuki being a thing, Katakuri being a thing, it makes him hard to exist. And there are other matchups that can give this guy a very difficult time, such as Whitebeard and Zoro, be it that there's so much aggro on the board early. If you miss your ramp, you're going to be way behind, especially clearing board. But in any case, I'm going to show you guys a couple matches with this variant, right? And then I'm going to show you my version 2, and you can decide for yourself which list you guys want to try building or having fun with or what have you. In any case, let me go ahead and talk about this list real quick, and we'll dive into some games. And then we'll probably do like 2, and then we'll hop into the other variant, and we'll take a look at that as well. Let's get talking. So for those of you guys that don't know, this leader runs purple, right? Which you should know this. And purple thrives on ramping and getting their Dawn accelerated very, very quickly. That way you can play down your big bodies. In this situation, be your Crocodile, your non-drop Yamatos, your Linlins, your Kids, your Katakuris. These two colors have access to a lot of very meta-defining cards right now. Be it Crocodile, you have a very easy curve that you can sometimes miss in the early game, but most of the time you do hit it. Be it that Miss Valentine here, which is your 2-drop, so your 2-Dawn turn. This gives you access to Miss Doublefinger and Miss All Sunday. In other words, this allows you to ramp into 5, so you're ready for Miss All Sunday at turn early, essentially, than your opponent. Now, on your 4-Dawn turn, you have a card such as Law. We'll get into this in a split second with Sunday and Doublefinger. When it comes to Law, every purple variant out there is running this card, respectively so. He's very, very good for what he does. Just be mindful on how you do this. If for whatever means, on your 2-Dawn turn, you have Miss Valentine, right? You play the card, you don't see Miss All Sunday, you don't see Miss Doublefinger, but you have Law in hand. Which means on your following turn, you want to drop down Law. Well, if you do that, you minus a Dawn, right? You minus a Dawn. You go for the following turn. You don't draw into Miss All Sunday or Miss Doublefinger. You are set way behind on your curve until you see one of these two cards. You see what I'm saying? Your object is to ramp up as quickly as you can, not set yourself behind. If you miss your curve, this deck kind of falters a lot, especially versus aggro. And with a meta such as Sakazuki here, you're not going to be able to keep bodies on board if you don't get to see them. See what I mean? But this card is still a staple card in pretty much every single purple variant in this format, especially Luffy's. Now, when it comes to Crocodile, you got to make sure you're mulliganing for this, or you have this in hand when the game starts. That way you can find Miss All Sunday or Miss Doublefinger. That way you guys don't miss your curve. This is very important, considering that Miss All Sunday allows you to ramp up early, draw a card. The same thing with Miss Doublefinger. It allows you to ramp up early and draw a card, which is very, very good because you want to make sure you're able to get up to your 8 Crocodile or your Yamatos. Now, be it this card will always heal you, whereas Yamato does not heal you unless you're at 1 life, so do be mindful for that. But in any case, this allows your leader effect to always be active when your opponent attacks you, because you minus 1 Dawn, draw 1 card, trash 1 card from hand, which is really, really good. So it'll turn a non-active Dawn into an active Dawn with your leader effect, therefore giving you access to Blast Breath, Weaknesses of Sin, and a bunch of other very, very good yellow 1-drop cards for events and purple events. Now, at the end of the day, we have a lot of very strong ones that you can use, such as Arrow here, which is pretty good. You have Thor as well, and in purple, we have access to 2 events that are pretty solid for this list, but we're just specifically talking about 1-drops, and in that situation, you have Blast Breath, and Weakness is a Sin, and Color's Trap. Color's Trap is very, very good here as well in this list because it is searchable with Miss Valentine. So this is something else to consider in that slot if you guys don't like Weakness is a Sin or too many Blast Breaths. But in any case, we're going to talk about your 7-drop and your 5-drops here in a split second. 7-drops, you have access to Kid and Linlin. Now be mindful, these both do 2 different things. My variant runs Soul Pocus. That way you guys are constantly healing with Soul Pocus, Crocodile, Yamato, and Linlin. You always have an option to heal yourself. Be it that with Kid, this guy allows your leader to be a 6k, right? Which is phenomenal. With Weakness is a Sin, it allows you to be 7k. If you have Kid on board, you activate Sin, you go up to 7k for the whole turn. 7k body for a leader is kind of hard to hit without investing Dawn. But you got to keep in mind, that makes blocking easy for you, but also it's kind of like a double-edged sword in that regard, because as a yellow deck, theme deck, you have access to triggers, be it that this variant doesn't have very good ones outside of Soul Pocus and Capone. Everything else here is kind of lackluster, especially Weakness is a Sin, Gum Gum Jet Gatling. These both ramp you up a Dawn. In the late game, once you're up to 7 or 8 Dawn, these kind of become irrelevant for triggers. Essentially, you're just looking for Capone, Soul Pocus, maybe a Miss All Sunday, just get a body on board, but that's really about it. So you do have to be a little bit mindful on when you take these attacks and when you let these attacks go through, even though you are playing a yellow leader. When it comes to your 5-drop turn, you generally just run Queen, right? Most of these lists do have Queen in it. He allows you to cycle cards, best blocker in the game, hands down still. Very, very good for what he does. Just be mindful though, again, you minus a Dawn. So if you're going into this turn, you have 5 Dawn, you're playing Miss All Sunday to ramp up. Otherwise, you set yourself back. So Queen does kind of argue with this slot and what you're going to play on field at that turn, but he still draws you cards, right? Still allows you to do things. Uta, on a 4-drop turn with Law, you're playing A or B, right? But keep in mind, you're playing into Sakazuki. You're playing into Gedetsu as well, which can remove it, and this card won't get value. You got yourself Houndblaze. You got every other black removal card here in the format. It can be bounced as well from some of the blue cards here with Red Rock. There's so many different options to remove this instead of attacking into it, and I think almost every deck in the format has access to some sort of removals to get rid of Uta or make her arrested, even green cards, but that's something you have to consider if you're going to be playing Uta. She does really, really well with your leader effect because she minuses a Dawn and then she rests something else on your opponent's field, and then you get a free Dawn back from Crocodile, which is nice. But overall, this is my current list, in which we're going to play 2 games here, and then we'll dive into the next list, and I'll show you how that list performs as well. Now, before we dive into today's video, I do want to reach out and talk to you guys about a sponsor here, in which One Piece fans reached out and wanted to know if I wanted to do a little collab, and of course I couldn't say no, because at the end of the day, we all love One Piece, and if you guys are interested in apparel, bomber jackets, hoodies, sweatpants, tanks, boxers, socks, I don't know, man, cell phone cases, backpacks, figurines, all that sort of thing, this is a very, very nice place to come and check some stuff out. And what really stood out to me, which I'm a sucker for, dude, I love figurines. No matter what, the statues, whatever you want to call it, I have so many of these from different animes. But how cute is this, man? Luffy on a pillow, which is also like a nightlight. It's so fire. You got Zoro on a 4-clover leaf. You got Brook, who's on a music note, asleep, by the way, which it's so cool, man. But other than that, you have yourself your little clothing here with your sweatshirts, your sweatpants, your varsity bomber jackets. Yeah, bomber jackets. That's right. You got your Law, your Uta. You got Frankie, you got Wano Luffy, Zoro from Wano as well. Dude, I am so excited for this. Let alone, next month they're going to have a lot more stuff as well, so stay tuned for that. There's rugs, puzzles, nightlights, all that sort of thing here. Rugs are coming, which I'm very excited for. You got your Devil Fruits and Wanted posters. Let me show you something that's really, really unique, which I haven't really found anywhere else. I've seen Pokemon versions of advent calendars. We all have, let's be honest. But when it comes to One Piece, this is something I'm a sucker for. And for those of you out there that collect figurines and all that sort of thing, to be able to just open one of these individual boxes or doors each and every day to get a figurine, that's really cool. I mean, unfortunately, I can't wait. I kind of just break into it, but you know, each their own. But either way, here's some of the figurines that you can get inside the box, in which we will be doing a box opening here soon, so I can show you guys in real time as well. But I'm super excited for this. For those of you out there who are interested, there's a link down in the description below. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and dive into our first game. Coming at you guys playing against Whitebeard here, which, laugh if you will, this is still a very scary deck in the format. He's not where he used to be fair, but he can still body a lot of things out here in the format right now. He can do well against Katakuri still. He can do well against Enel. Let's go ahead and go 8k to face. Let's get the usual out of the way. That way we can do a free damage here, or he can give me 2k counters. I don't mind. All right, love to see it. Playing a Nico Robin in this list, it's great considering the fact that we don't have anything that he can pop, but it's also just another dead card just in this match here specifically. We can go 8. We'll take this hit. Ooh, we'll use the trigger in hopes that this can search out for Nico Robin. And we get a dud. But we'll take the Crocodile, I guess. That's the only thing that we can get. In any case, we have Law here. He's at 6 cards, and there's no shot that we can do damage. There's no way. So he can just pitch a card from hand and protect himself because he's a 6k body. So I don't think that we're going to be able to hit him, so we're going to try to clear board here. We'll go 5 into Makino. Actually, math is hard. That probably was a mistake here. I should have just attacked Miss Valentine into the Makino and attacked myself into Izo. I'd be surprised. Okay, never mind. All right, cool. We'll play a Soul Focus down. We'll pass turn. This should gain me a life. Yep. All right. We're looking good, boys. We're looking good. He's at 7 in hand. We'll take this and activate the trigger here, because this will ramp me up a Dawn, which will allow me to play Crocodile next turn, which is really, really good. Never mind. Okay. A little disrespectful, but we'll take it. All right, let's see. We're at 7 here. Let's play down Kid. Of course, I know we have to lose a Dawn, but we get a big body on board, which is pretty good. Countered out. We're at 6k. We have the counter to protect ourselves from a couple of these hits, implying he doesn't have Luffy here or another Ace or Sanji. Counter out of that one. Got 8 Dawn to play with here. We'll probably throw down a rush unit at some point. 6 left. Another Soul Focus. Love to see it. Okay, never mind. I felt like he would have tried to put more pressure out there. There's a Luffy. That'll probably be a problem. Oh, he's just gonna play it out there. All right. Sure, why not? We get a queen. Alright, we gotta deal with the Luffy here. There's Miss All Sunday. We needed her earlier, but that's fine. Oh, that's huge. I think we just got rid of 2 aces, actually. Yeah, sweet. All right. Let's go 8 into Luffy. Hopefully he lets this go, because there's no shot we get this with 6K on Crocodile. Sweet. Never mind. Let's go 6K to face. There goes 8. I'm thinking about dropping the law just to have him on board, but I don't know if that's worth it in this scenario. Because if I drop the law, he plays another Luffy down, or maybe Otama into another Marco, you know, just kills the law. That would not be good. But if we keep up this Dawn, we have access to weaknesses of Sin. I don't know, man. Maybe playing the law there was probably the best choice, even though it wasn't going to get any value other than just be a blocker. We'll see. Go 7. Let's throw away the Gum Gum Rain in this scenario. We have a lot of cards that we can pitch, but we're going to get rid of the Miss All Sunday. We'll block out the Whitebeard attack with Law. Yep. Alright, so we know he has another Luffy. It's kind of making that obvious, but with all the Dawn that he has active here. Okay, never mind, it's an ace. Fair enough. What are you doing? Yeah, that's right. 7K. He clears Kid, right? Okay. Alright, so we can't let him do this. If we allow this to happen, we have nothing on board to be able to, you know, clear anything that he has. So we're probably going to have to get rid of the Law and the Queen. Now, if I had played the other Law down, we would have been able to keep the Queen and weaknesses of Sin here and block out this attack. So I guess that was a misplay on my part, so that's pretty bad. Something I should be, I guess, considering. I just assumed it was going to be a Luffy, because we saw 2 aces go to the trash, you know what I mean? Alright. So we get the Crocodile here, which is good, because we can heal up. And then we can still hit Whitebeard here, thanks to Kid's effect. But I think we're going to attack into the ace in hopes that we can get rid of some events in his hand. I doubt we're able to actually clear either or, but... Actually, you know what? Let's go for the Marco. He's on 1 life left. If he gets rid of maybe 1 event in this scenario, perhaps that's 1 less event we have to deal with in the following turn. See what he decides to do, because we live no matter what. Okay, so he brings it back. He gets rid of the guard point. We go another 6, so possibly get a 2K out of him, or Rad Beam. So that would mean the other cards in his hand have no counter power, right? Realistically. Goes for 7. Let's use the effect here. Okay, not bad. Perhaps we keep the Crocodile, and then we take this hit. I don't think it's so bad, so that's fine. Yeah. 2K counter. Alright, so we're probably going to take this hit as well. I mean, we could Gum Gum get rid of the crocodile, protect ourselves. Because we'd be risking a lot if we let this attack go through and he drops a Luffy down and gets the unblockable. On top of his Whitebeard attack, you know what I mean? Okay, so we go 7. We give him the 2k here. Now we're good. Unless all of a sudden he's got 2 Zoros. But I guess even still doesn't matter considering Kid's effect pushes us to 6. I think we're good. Yep. Unfortunately, we had to get rid of our whole hand there, but we got there, boys. And this should be game here. Because we just go 8, 6, and then whatever rest of the Dawn that we have on Crocodile. He's got 2 active Dawn, 4 cards in hand. Potential Rad Beams to block both, and 1 hit just has to land. That's it. So there's a guard point. I should get a 2k here, right? Or 1k. Alright, excuse me, Nami. And this is game. Unless she's got... No, this game. Alright, cool. Well, this is a really, really good hand here. Maybe taking the 2k is the right thing, but we already have one in hand here. Let's go for the weaknesses as sin for now. I think we'll be fine. Because now on the following turn, we'll take this hit. Of course. I mean, let's be honest. Thanks, Capone. Appreciate you. We'll go into the Miss Double Finger here. Right? That way we can ramp up for free. And then we'll have to discard a card in hand, which can be a kid. So we'll ramp up. And then we can't hit him because he's a 6k, unfortunately. So we do miss a little bit of tempo there. But we gain the ramp for a trade-off. So it's not so bad. I think we should block this, right? But I kind of want the 2k. Yep, I knew it was coming. I knew it was. I just don't want to get rid of 2 2k counters here. Alright, so we could play Kid now. Or we can ramp into with Miss All Sunday, draw a card, get another free Dawn. I think the Kid is probably the better play. Well, minus a Dawn here, goes 6k in his face. We'll pass turn. He had 2 laws anyway. Even though we try to play around the first one, it wouldn't have mattered. We got lawed eventually. Does he have another law too? Going for 9. We'll take the hit. There's an Uta. Zoro Joro. Kind of late to play that right now. He gets an attack in and develops a Zoro. That's crazy. Let's play Miss All Sunday here. Let's get an 8k in. We'll minus the Dawn for Crocodile. We're able to get that Dawn back if need be with weaknesses as sin if he attacks us. And regardless, we go to 10 Dawn next turn anyhow, so we should be fine. Let's get this 6 in. Let's get another 6 in. I think the thing is, sometimes with these Luffy matchups, you just gotta poke him, man. I feel like you just gotta poke him. Because you know that you're gonna get life off of your Yamatos, your Crocodiles, your Linlins, your Soul Pocuses. You're gonna heal, no matter what. And we saw our curve. We got Double Finger, Miss All Sunday. We did well. We should be fine here. I'm tempted to just let it go. but we can block out, and then he'll have to attack it afterwards. He didn't play any Dawn yet, so this leaves me to believe he has Whitebeard here or the Luffy. Okay, all right. You're gonna ramp into defense. All right, we'll take it. I really think he needed to actually try to clear Kid there, but what do I know? 5 Dawn active, another Queen. This will be a problem. Because this right here realistically just allows him to draw more cards or stay alive longer in order to get the Luffy. You got it. Like, there's no reason for me to counter here, right? We'll get rid of it. Perfect. That's perfect. I mean, we could Yamato here as well and heal 1. I guess either way works. I kind of like playing Yamato here as my last resort. Let's go ahead and ramp up again. Give to 6k. We go down to 7 Dawn, but it's alright for right now. He did block out. Let's go 6 on Robin. We'll kill this. It's just a body that I knew that he would give us instead of him attaching a Dawn, smacking me for, you know, 6 or 5. Alright, so he'll block out. Yep. And I think on the following turn, we should be able to go for game here. Uta's still not going to get value in this match, probably. Or she didn't get value in Whitebeard last turn, or last game, because we didn't see her specifically. But she generally does get a lot of value in these matches that you aren't playing into a Sakazuki. She works really well into Nell, because you guys can rest like the Holly and the Ohm, which is really good. And the Gadetsu. Well, these matches such as like Purple Luffy and stuff, where they ramp up so quickly, it's a little hard to play her down, especially when I hit my curve. And then all I want to do at that point is play big bodies. Like, we could potentially do Uta and Soul Focus here. I also want to try to get cards out of hand here if we're able to. Alright, so we get the Rad Beam. Let's go 9k again. Well, minus the Dawn. Okay. And now we also gain the option to just throw down Uta or play Soul Focus. Because in this case, if we Soul Focus here, he would give me a life, but I think it's probably better to at least have the Uta on board in case he does have a Luffy here. So he could attack with everything, then play the Luffy, and then probably just kill me. But if we do play the Uta, like we did, we can rest the Queen. Unblockable. Okay. See, he was up to shenanigans. I'm glad we played the Uta. Alright, 13k. I mean, I can't do anything about it. We could Blast Breath him though, right? I guess he realized it. Unfortunately, we're playing against another aggro list, Beta Zoro. But, hey, not that bad, man. This is a perfect hand to show you an opener here with Crocodile. We actually got a good one. And I'm not gonna lie. Alright, I had another video that I wanted to show you. But, if you are watching this one, by the way, because I do know you watch my content, if you end up having to watch this video, you were amazing, Purple Luffy. It was fun to play against you. We did a best of 3. Not this guy here, but somebody else. Apparently this guy also watches my videos. I don't believe him though, to be fair. I think everyone just says like, say YouTube in your name, but hey, it is what it is. Anyway, played against a Purple Luffy a little bit ago. We played like 4 games. He got me, I believe, 1 time out of the 4. And I'll tell you though, like, if you see your curve as Crocodile, which you generally do with Miss Valentine into like Double Finger or Miss All Sunday, it's pretty scary because it's pretty consistent. The downside is if Purple Luffy also sees his curve and you guys get some duds, like in the last game that we played, he ended up getting the Magellan, the Pauly, into the Kaido, which pretty much just shut me down considering the fact that my draw for that turn was a Katakuri, into a Katakuri from trigger, into a Crocodile from trigger. I had nothing. But this deck plays really, really well into Purple Luffy as well. But hey, each their own. Now we're playing Zoro. Sorry, I rambled on for too long. Anyway, you guys have to play this match, right? More so board control. Not going for face until you're able to comfortably go for face, if that makes sense to you. And I played this match I don't know how many times in the past week. You got to get practice in, you got to get your reps in, because not every deck is going to perform as well as another deck, right? You're going to have your ups and downs. You're going to have situations where you guys want to adjust your ratios and all that sort of thing, but you have to learn the match first. And so far, playing into Zoro with Crocodile, which again is a ramp up deck, but if you miss your ramp, it hurts, okay? If you don't go for board control, he's just gonna run you over. So in this situation here, of course, we're gonna go kill Sanji, right? We're gonna kill Sanji. We have an opportunity of playing Miss All Sunday here or Soul Pocus. In this regard, I want to get Miss All Sunday down on board because we know he's gonna play down a bunch of weenie attackers the following turn, which is low cost units. And I want to have the bodies on board to attack back into the Curly Dedan and the Nami here. We have 2 Dawn active. I think it's probably better just to pass turn here. I could attack with this, but then he could just crack back and kill it. Doing a little bit of damage early isn't necessarily a bad thing, though. I'm just going to feel really bad if this is a jet pistol, because then he just kills Miss All Sunday here. Cool. All right. Okay. That's fine. I mean, I guess we have the 2K and the Sanji to protect her, but it's unlikely that we're going to do that. All right, so we get the Makino, which will boost the Nami. Yep. Dawn goes under Zoro here. Nami hits me for, what, 7, I believe? If he attaches a Dawn to her. He got 4 Dawn left. Never mind. Okay. Alright, so Miss Doublefinger should die here. And then we have just enough units on board to clear his board for the following turn. Just enough. Alright, we let this go. We take this hit. Nice. Shirahoshi off trigger. Well, that's not what we wanted to see. That kind of sucks, but we actually get a Yamato from that, so that's not that bad. Get rid of the 2K here. Now we'll clap back. I don't think we'll get rid of the Makino, but if we attack it with Shirahoshi, maybe, hopefully he gives us a 2K counter or something. Like, realistically, would you do that though? Would you just let it go? I felt like, you would at least give me a 1K to protect it, maybe. Because there's no shot that I would attack. I guess I could attack into it again. So yeah, never mind. Makes sense. Go 5 here. And then we'll attach a Dawn to Miss All Sunday. But first we'll attack into it with Miss Valentine to see if he'll give me some counters. We're trying to min-max here just a little bit. If he protects it, that's incredible. There's a 2K. Sweet. There's no chance I get a guard point here, right? Nice. Okay. We're safe. Let's play it on Crocodile here. Get that life back. Now we're looking good. We have an opportunity to play double Sanji blockers, right? But we're getting to that point where he starts playing the unblockables with Diable Jambe. Luffy comes down. So I don't think the Sanjis are going to get a lot of value in this regard. All right, he wants to clear board here. As much as I want to clear his board, but I think he has to control mine at this moment. Let's go ahead and use the effect here. That way we can draw a free card. We get another Yamato. We'll just discard it. Realistically, it's probably better to just get rid of it, but let's get rid of the Sanji here. In case we do have an opportunity of playing back-to-back Yams. It's probably like less likely, but just in case. And if we lose that game from that misplay, hey, of course it was my fault. So it's okay. It's not yours. All right, 7K to face. Can't do anything about it. We'll take this one too. Wow, man, really? 3 Yamatos and a Big Mom. That sucks. I mean, hold on. Quick math real fast. We attack the Sanji. We take Crocodile, we clean the Zoro. Whoever he decides to protect, we drop Yamato to kill the other one to gain a life. We'll attach a Dawn and then smack the Sanji as well. I don't necessarily have to play Yamato here yet. If he'll protect this hit and give me more cards, that's what I'm looking for. Nice, we get a guard point. That's even better. All right, we'll play Yamato. We'll heal self. We'll kill the Sanji, pass turn. And now we can do this for the following 2 turns if need be. But at this point, with 4 cards in hand, he has a lot of Dawn active. Perhaps Luffy will come down, or the 10-drop Luffy if he's running that, because that would be pretty scary. I mean, he would just wipe out a unit on board. All right, it goes 13K to Crocodile. Can I get lucky? Get a Hell's Judgment. All right, not bad, but can't do anything with it here. So we're gonna let this one go. It still has 4 life left, 4 cards in hand, 2 Dawn active. So I'm assuming those Dawn may be guard point and or radical beam here. We're gonna toss Shirahoshi on top. And I believe at this point, we should just have game. So we're gonna start going for face. Alright, 2 life left. We have Hell's Judgment for this turn, in case he wants to like go all out against Yamato here. Plays down to Sanji. Not sure why he decided to throw down the 2K counter, but I know Sanji has its use and it's a pretty solid card, especially when you're playing an aggro variant. I understand, but it's kind of late right now into this game, you know? I mean, we are on turn 7, so it's not really, but you know what I mean. We take this hit, we get the Shirahoshi. We shuffle out Big Mom and maybe a Yams, maybe. Because I think I would want to play Crocodile here, because we don't have him yet on board. And he gives us access to our Dawn coming back, so we'll take the hit. We get another 2K counter. Now we're going to clear board and hopefully get this Luffy out of here. Like I said, unless he's running 2 radical beams in hand. Let's play it on Yamato. Heal 1, kill the Sanji. We'll go 9, 8, and 6 into Luffy. It's a 7K, perhaps. Nope, radical beam. All right, you have another one? Wow, all right. Man's hanging in there. So realistically, he could have 1 more Luffy in hand. I mean, we have the counter to protect ourselves from at least 1 of the Luffy attacks, so I think we'd be fine. in that regard. But that's just something we have to consider. I think we just let this one go. I mean, Kata's already given me an extra life with Shirahoshi here. Saving my counters for when he attacks me is probably the better idea. This one I will 2K. I'm not sure if we should just go for game here. So he gives me the life here. We kill the Luffy. Yep. We'll go 8 to face and save up 2 for Hell's Judgment. We'll go 9 to face as well. And this should do it, boys and girls. We got there. The amount of life that we healed during this game, and we were able to body his board. I like to think this deck is doing well. I'll have to have a lot more practice with this, though, into Sakazuki to just be like, you know, to determine that. And I'll tell you off the rip, for the amount of games I have played this deck into Sakazuki, it's still not there. Sakazuki still smashes your face, let's be honest with you. If he sees 2 Luchis or a couple Hound Blazes, he can still deal with you just fine. And it makes it worse is if you guys don't see your ramp cards. If you do, you can have an okay match. You can actually beat him realistically, considering you can keep healing up into the late game. And it's a lot of big bodies after big bodies. But so many variables need to fall into your favor for that to happen. Yeah, he's clearing board. Okay, cool. We'll probably do one more game after this in hopes that I can find either a Katakuri or an Enel. We'll play down the Missile Sunday here for free. Why not? And good game, man. Hope you did enjoy it. I had a lot of fun with this one. If you actually do watch my videos, man, appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in and supporting the channel. Oh, speaking of which, guys, Discord should be up this weekend. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and do one more game. This will be the last one of the day, in which we are playing against Enel. And I will tell you, this should be a grindy match for both of us, considering we both like to heal a lot. I just hope we can actually hit our curve and not have to deal with a big board full of doggos and Ohm, because that would suck. But he's playing Upper Yard, which I don't see why a lot of people give this card slack. I think it's very, very good. It's very consistent. It allows you to see Shura. It allows you to see Holly, Ohm. Make sure you guys are hitting that curve. So, I mean, I don't get why it's not included in a lot of lists. Perhaps there's not a lot of space, but I guess that depends on how you're building the list. Anyway, let's go ahead and hit him for 8k. Most of the time, the Enels love to take damage early, and, you know, as do I with Crocodile. So we'll go 7 here. We'll leave up 1 for Blast Breath, because we're able to play Blast Breath for free and get our Dawn back with Crocodile's ability. Now, in this matchup, though, Law is very, very good here because it allows you to discard a lot of key pieces, such as your Gedetsus, your Ohms, your Hollies, your Enels. That's one of the easiest ways to get rid of that card without having to attack into it so many times while it's on board. Law is pretty good here. Unfortunately, this is one of those lists in which I would love to tech in Law versus Enel, but you know what I mean. It's just something to consider when you're playing a purple variation, in which I think I'll probably throw Law back into the deck for that reason alone. A lot of people are playing on Enel, you know? So we'll take the 5 here. We get a Sanji. We'll go 5k to face, and we'll drop down the Missile Sunday, so that way we're able to ramp up successfully. This will push us up to 8 Dawn on the following turn. And then we have an option to play either Crocodile, Lin, or Katakuri. Dude, we know Holly's in hand. Come on now. It always is. Alright, so we have 7k if he wants to. which he should, but all right, there we go. Let's go and share Hoshi and Capone. I don't want to go down too low before I get my bodies on board. All right. So if we Lin, I think he would just take the life. In this scenario, I'd rather throw down the Katakuri or the Crocodile. But if we do the Lin, it's a possibility that we actually get the life here. Regardless, we're taking a damage from him this turn. That sucks. I kind of wanted him to heal me, but it's all right. So I guess in every scenario there, I would want the heal, you know, but he played it smart. That's fine. Not assuming he wasn't, but I should have probably did the Katakuri or the Crocodile. It is what it is. Because now that I think about it, he could have played his Katakuri this turn to bounce my Lin, right? Or he could have played Katakuri to bounce my Crocodile or my Katakuri. So either way, maybe it didn't matter too much which one I dropped here. We'll have to take this hit as well. Throw down a Brûlé trigger. Love to see it. Nope. All right, so now we get a clear board. We could potentially Yamato, right? And we could kill the Holly. But I don't gain any life from doing that. I could Katakuri our Missile Sunday back to the top of the deck, which might be the better play. Let's go for the Ohm. Sweet. All right. We can leave one Dawn up for Blast Breath and then bounce the Missile Sunday to the top of my life. Now, the reason why this play is pretty good is the fact that you're able to draw a card off a Missile Sunday. Let's go 6K to face. There's no reason to save the Dawn, considering the fact that when he hits me and I play down the Missile Sunday from trigger, we'll get the Dawn back anyhow from my leader effect, because she wants me to minus Dawn when she's played. I have 2 Ohms in trash, looking pretty good. Now we just have to deal with the Enel here. And he's not necessarily the problem, because we can stay healthy and out heal him. Okay, never mind. There's 2 Enels. My bad. I spoke too soon. I'm sorry. Take it back, please. We'll get this on board. We get our Dawn back for free. Now we have Blast Breath in case we actually need it. I think we'll have to use it here. We'll get rid of the Shirahoshi. That is so good, man. 3 crocodiles? Looking kind of sketchy, boys. Okay, never mind. Hell's Judgment. We're good. We're still in business. It's all fine. But we actually have to play Crocodile here. That way we can cycle through some cards in hand with his effect and draw some 2K counters. And now we have to clear board. We'll just attack the same Enel here twice. This is always the hardest decision here, whether he lives or dies. Either way, man, I'm getting you discard cards. I don't really care too much. Because unless he has a 3rd Enel in hand, then we're in trouble at that point. Okay, so we discarded the life, which was the beige, so I'll take that. Let's go 5 to face. We need to save up the 1 Dawn. That way, when we activate our Crocodile here, we get the Dawn back from our leader ability. And then we have enough to play Hell's Judgment on whatever on his board here. I'm thinking both Nils, but it's a possibility he's got a third one, so. Katakuri. This is where he bounces the Shura. Yep. If he did anything other than that, I think it would have been a misplay. Because he needs the life himself. Alright. We'll discard a Crocodile. And then we'll go into a Hell's Judgment here to do the Enel. There we go. Beautiful. Now we can't clear anything other than Miss All Sunday on board. I guess either way he's getting Miss All Sunday, right? Because we can 2K counter, he just kills it with an L, so that's fine. I think that was probably the better play. Because I don't know what that trigger is. It would have been nice if it was like a Sanji or a Brule, but I'd rather not take that chance right now because he does have a pretty spooky board. Let's get down another Crocodile. Heal another life. We're looking so good, man. And now we'll keep going into the Enel here until he gives it to me. Okay. I guess he didn't math right. Not sure. Let's go 8 into this Enel. If he had the extra Dawn, I'm sorry, but let's just assume he had the correct amount of Dawn there. Let's assume he did. Would it have mattered in this scenario? Depending on what my triggers are, probably not. I don't think it would have mattered. There's a Yamato, heals again. Welcome to Enel, boys and girls. Yellow, pretty strong. But I don't think at this point, even that one life is going to save him from the following turn. Let's go and activate Crocodile. Ooh, perfect. Let's do the other one as well. So discard that. I don't think it matters if I decide to block for this or not, because it would just clear it. But if I do get rid of the Sanji here, he'll have to attack into it again, at the very least. Yep. You got it that time, it's fine. You love to see it. And get that extra life. Appreciate you. Oh my god. Is it risky business to do no Soul Pocus? What do you think? Let's go 9. We're definitely doing another Soul Pocus here. We're going into the Enel. Sorry, I meant to say leader, but you know what I meant. It's a Shura. Looking for a 2K, I'd assume. Alright, so he gets an Ohm. We'll go 10K. And that's game, boys and girls. Well played, buddy. Well played. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this build list. Let's go back into the deck list real quick. I don't know if you guys saw it, but in our last game there versus the Enel, our triggers, we had a Capone, a Soul Pocus, and a Soul Pocus. We had just used a Soul Pocus previously. We had one in hand. He was not going to have a good time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the video. I do hope you guys enjoyed the games here, in which we did something a little bit different. I wanted to show you guys two different variations of this deck, considering it can be built in so many different ways, and leave it up to you on which way you guys prefer to run Purple Yellow Crocodile. Your list is probably different than mine, right, at the end of the day. And if you guys have any questions, thoughts, and opinions, of course, leave them down in the down there, and then hopefully the community will all get back and forth to one another, and we'll talk about the list and the matchups and all that sort of thing. But this is my personal favorite list when it comes to Crocodile. This list is a little bit different than the first one I showed you guys in the first half of the video. Be it that this one here is going to rely on a lot of your yellow cards, be it your triggers, such as your Sanjis, your Beige, your Brûlés, and your Thunderbolts with Shirahoshi. Whereas the purple cards are generally kept the same outside of Law, Uta, and Queen. Now, the reason why we decided to play it like this instead is because Law is very, very good. The 4-cost Law that we got in ST10 that allows you guys to discard cards from your opponent. If there's 7 cards or more in hand, this card is so good. Just for my playstyle here with this list, if I was going to add this to this deck, I would probably take down 2 Sanjis just to make sure I have space, and or I would do 1 Shirahoshi, add in 2 Laws, and then I would go back up my Sanjis. It would probably look something like this. Realistically, this is probably something I would do if I wanted to include this card. But in any case, right now this is probably my favorite Crocodile list for this color, and it does a lot of work here. You have access to blockable triggers, which are really, really good. The reason why we decided to include the Sanjis and the Brûlés is because of Katakuri. Katakuri allows you to also heal, right? And this deck heals quite a bit with Katakuri, Crocodile, Yamato, Lin, your Soul Focuses. You're healing a lot. So if you guys have access to a Sanji off a trigger, you play down Katakuri on the following turn, you bounce back to Sanji, you heal a life essentially. This will allow you to get a blocker on board, potentially stay alive that turn, and then play into a Crocodile or a Soul Focus to keep yourself topped off. You can also bounce up your Shirahoshis and cycle through your cards as well. I think Katakuri is a staple here in this list, but I mean, of course, you can run the deck without it. I just think it makes it so much better because it has access to a lot of other scenarios and variations that you can build up with this list. In any case, we also dropped this 7-cost Kid in favor of Lin. I might try to squeeze in at least 1 more Lin by taking down 1 Thunderbolt. It's still hit or miss for me because I do think Thunderbolt is very, very good in this deck, specifically because it's a trigger card that you guys can play down and kill big bodies such as Ohm and Holly, which Enel typically kind of just swarms board with, and you guys don't have any answers to them at all unless you guys are attacking into them, which can be a problem if your deck does not ramp up and you see all your curve, you know what I mean? So Thunderbolt does allow you to get by certain cards, so it's something to consider when you're building a list like this. Now, Hell's Judgment, this is a card in which I heavily include on pretty much all my purple decks, almost. And I know a lot of people favor this card because it's very, very good. Minus 3,000 power to protect, not necessarily your leader, but your Yamatos, your Lins, and your Katakuris, and your Crocodiles is just tremendously good, especially considering you guys are playing a yellow leader. Most of the time, you'll take a lot of attacks because, you know, you're relying on your triggers, right? Well, if your opponent hits, you know, Yamato for what, 12k, and you guys don't have the counter in hand, you have access to Hell's Judgment and then maybe 1k to make sure you're safe. You know what I mean? Or what have you. But overall, this has been the list that I've been playing with. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think about it. Remember to smash that like button. It really helps me out a ton. Gets these videos out there floating around. And I will catch you guys in the very next video. Stay safe out there. And I will see you guys later. Going to locals out here on Sunday. It looks like Birdcage Doflamingo is winning. So I will be bringing a new variant 2 locals, and I will post it here on the channel, the results and all that sort of thing. We'll do all the uploads and all the games and all that stuff here as well. I'll see y'all later.